Friday the 13th. It's Farm Sim News time. Today we learned that DJ's scared of superstitions. We got some updated information about mods in testing right now. And Oxygen David has completely reworked the environment on Witcombe Park. If you like videos like this one, make sure you subscribed. Let's check it all out. Let's start off today with our SteamDB weekly update. Unfortunately, even after 3 patches after 1.16, there's really nothing to talk about here. There's nothing brand new that's popped up, and you can kind of ignore that New Holland CR11 Gold Edition down there. It says 4 days. Just ignore that. As for right now, we are just sitting in a holding pattern. However, we are expected to be like 1 month, maybe about a month and a half away from either the announcement or even the release of the first DLC of 2026. So fingers crossed we get to see that one on this list sooner rather than later. Sometimes those pop up on here a couple weeks before they're announced, and sometimes they pop up on release day. However, I am checking this list daily, so I'll keep you updated when I got something new for you. That's it for top stories, so let's jump over to modern news. We're going to start with Slush's modding and their Lizard 362. As of earlier this week, the mod was still going through testing with Giants. However, unfortunately, all the information about this truck is still locked behind a paywall. Still, I wanted to make sure that I keep you guys updated on its progress as far as everything that we know. Next, let's talk custom modding and their John Deere 9RX, or they say the next-gen 9R series. They say when the 9RX was first released, they actually started working on a model. However, beyond their control, they didn't move forward with it, but now that they have a model, or almost one anyway, they've got a solid starting point. From the screenshots that we have seen over the past couple weeks, they say there's still more left to be done. More track spacing options, track configurations, animations, different track builds, just entirely. It's a pretty long list. Primarily shown off today, we get to see the Dimco SideQuest 1200 tanks on the front and rear axles, along with their Pattinson cart in the back. It's a pretty cool setup, and for those of you that want to stay out in the field with a lot of fertilizer, well, this one's probably for you. As of today, that's all the information that we've got on their 9RX, but it is great to see some progress. Next on our list today, we're going to talk about GNFS, somebody we don't talk about a whole lot. However, when we do, it's pretty fun. They've also got a big John Deere, their John Deere 9R South America series. This is a returning mod with pricing starting around 250 grand and power between 462 and up to 800. 24 mile per hour max speed, and we have configurations for all kinds of stuff. Wheels, engine and transmission, wheel color, main color, design options, glass color, auxiliary lights, flags, and so much more. Like, the list is like 3 times that long. Back in FS25, it also featured interactive control on PC, as well as passenger script for the Kubota DLC, but pretty much everything has this passenger script at this point. Additionally, GNFS is bringing over another one from FS25, the Motorized Bicycle. As you would expect, configuration list for this one is a little bit shorter. Pricing's $1,500, 105 horsepower, which is a lot from that teeny tiny little engine, and main wheel and design colors, also has the design configuration, and even passenger scripting on it. There's also wheelie animation, and I'll be excited to try that one out in 25 once it's released. Moving it on, we get to see some more of Carl TD's Forestry Pack Forwarder. He says he's got the first forwarder in game now. This is the same one that we've looked at over the past week and a half or so. He does say that there's also a second variation with a tree saw. This saw is going to be mainly used for small tree thinning, and he says on his maps, works really good. T-Bone from the North Modding crew even helped out with some of the wide tracks. You guys probably know that name. Now, these are all screenshots, pictures, and information for the 16-wheeled forwarder. We also know we're getting a 12-wheeled one as well, and it will still have these wide track options that we get to see, so they'll be pretty similar. Now, last but not least, he does say that he's working on another idea, possibly adding a tree saw to a truck for public works tree trimming. He's not sure about it, but if you're interested in it, definitely let him know. Link down below. Now, moving it on, let's talk some more logging from Gamer Designs and the Roughneck Modding crew. GD is knocking out the final touches on their Tigercat 234B, and does say if everything goes to plan, they are aiming to release this Tigercat, the CSI ground saw, and the Barco on their itch pages this weekend, Sunday or maybe Monday at the latest. Good news, the 234B and C will both be heading off for testing for PC only on the Mod Hub, and does say if they do pass testing, they will be debranded and submitted for all platforms as well, so that's pretty cool. Also, congratulations to ASP Logging for becoming the newest member of the Roughneck modding crew. You may have seen yesterday I did a mod preview of BB Mod's Mobile PTO, and I had a little bit too much fun with it. Well, if you'd like to have some fun with it as well, something that wasn't mentioned in that video is it is available right now for PC players to download on BB Mod's itch page for free. I had a lot of fun with this, and I think it's going to be very, very helpful for those of you guys that need PTOs at places and power in places for equipment, but maybe that equipment doesn't move. Well, this will be perfect for you. I know the name of it's Mobile PTO, but it's really a stationary PTO. However, it can drive, which blew my mind. And also, if you are not a PC player, console guys, PlayStation and Xbox, the mod has been submitted for testing on all platforms as well. Although right now it's taking about 3 to 4 weeks to get mods into testing. So fingers crossed, we get to see this one sooner rather than later. Now, generally in Farm Sim News, we talk about the broad details of a mod. What are the specifications, the price, how much power does it have, what color options does it have, but rarely do we dive deep. And mainly this is because modders don't share a lot of the teeny tiny little fine details that take hours and hours. However, BC Bueller Farms has done that with their upcoming Elmers Haulmaster. In these screenshots, we're seeing almost 2,000 little bolts that had to be added to this mod. He also says these are just the visible ones. He actually skipped all of the hidden ones that are not visible so that there's no clipping. He also figured out how to optimize this setup very well, so that's good news. Yes, there's a lot here, but he says there's still a few more left to do, and then it will be on to the hydraulic hose system. Judging from the comments of previous Farm Sim News videos, you guys seem pretty excited about this one, so I'll update you as much as I can. Couple goodies from Icus today. We have the next steps in his Barndominium. So he's made the ground floor walls and added some new decorations. We got a fireplace in here, for example, which we're going to take a closer look at here in a second. And we have doors between the home and the garage setup. Finally, yes! Now it's on to the furniture. Some of the stuff that you see right here is actually temporary from the barn dom and the Barndominium. We're getting some new stuff. Hey, speaking of new stuff, we also have an animation for the fireplace where the fire just kind of grows out of nowhere and the glow becomes more and more. How cool is that? Oh, that's awesome. I love it. And lastly, today, as we normally end the week out, we have Witcombe Park Farm from Oxygen David. Today is our environment update. As we've been talking about, the map is entering its final stretch now before going into internal testing with only a few gameplay functions left to finish up. But it may not be as close as you think, because it wasn't as close as I thought. He says he's just a few weeks away from internal testing. So there you go. Today, though, it's all about the environment, and it's a big one. So in comparison to previous maps and just Farming Simulator 25 in general, the atmosphere has got a complete rework. Obviously featuring a heavily modified environment XML file, this transforms the way the world feels. The entire environment just behaves so much more different than the base game. The wind, the rain, snow, all that good stuff. Oxygen David set out to create a much more dynamic and believable UK climate on this map so that you have a richer, more dynamic sunrise, sunset, brighter days, and deeper, moodier shadows. He just wants it to feel better and be better for you guys. We've also got a new static daytime skybox, similar to the Giant Software Night skybox. Runs alongside the dynamic sky system and adds an extra depth and realism to the horizon and cloud layers. The result, at the end of all of it, is a sky that feels much more full, more textured, and more atmospheric. But it doesn't stop at the weather. We also have some new ground textures and some UK-specific foliage. Every ground texture on the map has been rebuilt from scratch. Along with that, foliage system has also been completely reworked to better represent British countryside. We can see daisies, nettles, I don't even know what that is, dandelions, dock leaves, don't know what that is, and much more. Each plant on the map will react differently throughout the seasons, depending on what time of the year it is, giving the landscape a very natural, evolving look as the year progresses. Now, since Witcombe Park Farm is set in a heavily wooded area, the forests, as you would expect, have received some special attention. We've got new forest foliage, undergrowth, and ground cover brings the woodland to life, making it feel dense, wild, and authentic to the area. And seasonal hedges. All the hedges on the map are completely new and fully placeable throughout the in-game system. They're built from real UK species such as hawthorn and blackthorn, and they change color in the seasons just like the real ones in real life. Perfect for shaping your farm up exactly how you want it. This environment overhaul has been a huge part of making Witcombe Park Farm feel alive, and Oxygen David cannot wait for everyone to experience it for ourselves. And the best part? more updates coming soon. And I got more farm sim news coming for you next week. However, if you'd like to see anything more about the mods, modders, or anything else we talked about today, links to everything can be found in the description. Remember, there are no release dates for mods, so no one knows when anything's going to be released. And if you like this video, you can check out the Farm Sim News playlist for all the latest news and top stories going on in the world of Farming Simulator. Well, that is it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, drop a like on it, get subscribed if you're new, and join the DjGoHam fam. Double check those notifications, that way you never miss videos like this one. Hope you have an awesome day. Enjoy your weekend. Happy Friday the 13th for those of you that celebrate. Happy Valentine's Day for everybody else. We will see you later. Hey. So who is your Valentine this weekend? Mine is going to be a Lego set and some sushi takeout.